Wait, check this out.
Let me ask you about that because you are the whole reason, as you just laid out, that DHS is not funded right now is because you're trying to push the administration to enact some policy changes on how Border Patrol and ICE act when they're out looking for illegal immigrants. And now what you're saying is that you're okay with funding TSA, which has been, I think, the biggest point of leverage that you possibly had in order to get what you want on ICE, because ICE already has its money. So what was the point of this shutdown if you're okay with funding TSA?
Well, we never approach these things that are in front of us with respect to government funding in the context of leverage. Our approach is, what is the appropriate use of taxpayer dollars? And we believe that taxpayer dollars should be used to make life more affordable for the American people, not brutalize or kill them or violently target law-abiding immigrant families, which is what we know ICE agents have been doing. And so at this point in time, more than 30 days in to the Trump Republican Department of Homeland Security shutdown, I think the most appropriate course of action is to fund TSA, fund FEMA, fund the Coast Guard, fund our cybersecurity professionals so that, Republicans stop holding the American people hostage and these hardworking civil servants because of the Republican unwillingness, at least to date, to get ICE under control. Listen, we believe that immigration enforcement in this country should be fair, just, and humane. And Donald Trump promised that he was going to go after the worst of the worst, violent felons who are here illegally. That's not what has been happening. They're targeting American citizens and law-abiding immigrant families. And of course that needs to end. That is not an appropriate use of taxpayer dollars.
I love how he just loves to just take out certain words. And I'm gonna break that down for y'all because I want y'all to go back to not only this video, but multiple videos, even from last year, all throughout last year that Jeffries has been on. And you constantly see him and hear him taking out specific words. For instance, when he say that they're keeping people hostage and whatever word he used in a sense of destroying these law-abiding immigrant families. You see how people like him and on the left never like to use the word illegal, not even undocumented. He didn't even say that. He say immigrant families. You can't box them into the same spot with actual immigrants, law-abiding immigrants who came over here legally. And that's what he keeps doing, and that's what they keep doing. Y'all know we saying illegal. We're talking about undocumented individuals. You know that. But yet you just want to keep saying only immigrants. You know why? It's fake news, y'all. It's fake news. It's fake news. And Trump didn't promise that he was only going to go after the most violent illegal criminals. You just mad because he not. You mad because that's not all he targeting. You mad about it. And then you want to say he promised it. Well, first of all, he didn't promise you nothing. You're not on his side. You don't vote for him. You don't support him. He didn't promise you nothing. But sir, that's the crazy part. Everybody on the left has such a problem with Trump's promises. But he didn't promise you nothing. He promised the people that vote and support for him. Y'all are included in what he does for America. But when he went on his campaign run, it was to promise the people that support and vote for him, not y'all. Y'all were trying to get on Kamala. So he don't care about making promises to you. He made promises to the people that support and vote for him. That's the whole point of his campaign. It was to cater to the people that support, not y'all. On top of that, how are you going to sit there and see how contradicting they be? He literally just sat up there talking about how yes, we should fund TSA and all these other agencies and departments. If that's the case, then why did y'all vote no, which stopped the funding that pays TSA? You can't sit there and say, I'm gonna break it down Barney style for the idiots on the left. You can't sit there and say we want TSA to get paid. We never wanted them to stop being paid. But you and your side is the ones that stopped it. You're the ones that voted no to stop the funding, because what you really wanted was to stop funding to ICE. That's what you really wanted, which you kind of got now because with the New Deal. But that's what you wanted all along. You didn't want ICE to be funded no more until you get the oversight over it. For some reason, you think you have the entitlement to have the insight or the oversight over ICE because you want it. But I just hate how contradicting that they be. Like, you are unintelligent if you can't understand that it's contradicting to say, I want them to get paid. And they should get paid. They should have never stopped getting paid. But we are the ones that voted no to stop the pay, to stop this funding, which stopped the pay. And then Booker doubled down a couple days ago when he was on the news saying, yeah, TSA should get paid, but I'm not going to vote. We're not going to vote for another dollar until we get what. It's like, so you're sitting there. So you're the one that's holding these people's paychecks hostage, and still want to sit there and have the nerve to say you care about the best interests of the American people and you're trying to help the American people and fight for the American people. But when these Americans are not getting paid, you're okay with it because you weren't voting yes, you voted no, which stopped it, which stopped them from getting paid. That was on y'all. Y'all the ones that voted no. And then when Senator Kennedy proposes a bill that Congress doesn't get paid as long as there's a shutdown in progress, y'all all rejected it. Y'all don't care about the American people in Congress. Stop saying that. Y'all don't care about the people. If you did, there wouldn't be government shutdowns because y'all would understand. First of all, it would be implemented that, hey, if Americans aren't getting paid because of a shutdown, Congress members are not getting paid. That's how it should be. I don't even think that should be a vote. That should just be outright implemented. Outright. If Americans aren't getting paid due to a shutdown, then Congress, men and women, are not getting paid either. Congress members shouldn't get paid either for as long as they're shut down, because that's a failure on them to not work together and work out a deal for the people. That's a failure on Congress every time we have a shutdown. So they shouldn't get paid as long as there's a shutdown. They shouldn't. But guess what? When that was proposed by Senator Kennedy, a Republican, they all rejected it. They all voted no. They're not going to stop their paychecks, even if there's a lot of Americans not getting paid because of a shutdown that they failed to circumvent. Come on now. And y'all going to sit here and y'all rally behind these congressmen and women so much? When y'all going to wake up and understand they don't care about you? If they did, there wouldn't be shutdowns. If they did, they would work together. The left wouldn't hate Trump and the right. They would literally work together. The left wouldn't eat their own like Fetterman just because he shakes the president's hand. And he thinks what y'all did with the TSA voting and the budget voting was terrible and unexcusable. Y'all eat y'all own because Fetterman, I swear, I think Fetterman, if this stuff keeps happening and he keeps speaking out of how he feels about how the Democratic Party is representing themselves to the people, I think eventually Fetterman might go over to the other side. He might come over to this side. Maybe. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. All right. As always, if you like the video, like, comment, subscribe, hype me up, all that good stuff. If you don't like it, you know what to do. I don't care. You're beneath me. You're a nobody. But if you do like it, make sure you subscribe for me and all of that so you can keep seeing the videos. I'm going to keep doing them. All right. Y'all stay tuned with me. We're going to build this channel. I promise you I'm figuring it out. All right. Till next time, y'all. I'm out. I feel like I'm good on my own. Don't need nobody beside me.